With any luck, you guys can see that. It says chemistry and matter. Okay, so what is matter? You don't need to copy this part down, but perhaps you can just take the bullet point down. Matter is anything that has mass and takes up space. It's a little difficult for me to know when people have copied everything down. I know in class I can just look up and see. You guys let me know if I'm going too quickly. Okay, so what do we know about matter? Well, we've got solid, liquid, and gas. So let's explore that a little bit here. So a definition of a solid is that they have a definite shape and a definite volume. There's nothing necessarily changing about the shape or the volume of our solid. Okay. Next one here is for liquid. Liquids take the shape of their container and have definite volume. So if you have 100 mils of water, it's still 100 mils, but obviously that water can move around and take the shape of its container, be whatever form it needs to be, or fill whatever area it needs to fill. So that would be our liquid. And to wrap it up here, we've got our gas. And they have no definite volume or shape. Gases go wherever they want and take the shape of whatever they can. They essentially just spread out. So I also wanted to discuss here in our little introduction what happens between or the different names of the phase changes and how we actually go between solids, liquids, and gases. So add or subtract energy. When energy is added, particles move faster. And when energy is taken away, particles move slower. And this is when our phase changes happen. So if you add enough energy to things, then it's a good chance you're going to go from a solid to a liquid to a gas. And when you take that energy away, you'll go gas, liquid, and solid. So again, I hope we have some paper. You can always take a snapshot of these screens in case you fall behind or something. So I also want to take a look at, lastly here, the names of all these phase changes. We don't need to get this down here. So when energy is added to solids, they become liquids. I already sort of talked about that. And then the same with liquids turning into gases. So here is our final thing. Hopefully you can see that nice and clearly. So our three phases of matter, and then we've got melting, freezing, evaporation, condensation, and sublimation. So sublimation is from a gas to a solid, or a solid to a gas. So we'll use our note. Maybe we'll just use this sort of picture here to do a couple of questions on a worksheet. I'll pull that up in a second here. It's on our website. It's on our D2L website. Again, make sure that you're also logging into that. That's on tracking attendance. Okay, so let me pull up that worksheet. We can even, well, I'll give you a little bit of time to go through it, but we'll take it up here for sure. So it's just the second one on the list here. I'll open it up and we can just do it on the worksheet here. All right, so I think we just sort of did this first part here. Again, hopefully you guys can see my screen. So we've got changes of state here, and then we've got the sublimating, evaporating. Actually, I think why don't we skip A and we'll go right to B and C. So why don't you guys on your paper, again, you can print the sheet off. It's probably just faster because I just want to do a little introduction here. Just to maybe jot these things down on your paper. So just write A, ice cubes in my drink have disappeared. So is that melting, freezing, evaporation, condensation, or sublimation? So why don't I give a couple of minutes here for you guys to get ahead on that, and then we'll take it up together and proceed from there. Tyler, you're late, but you can catch up here. Yeah. All right, why don't we take some of these up here? So we'll look at B. We'll start with A. Ice cubes in my drink have disappeared. I'll just fill the answers in, kids. Sounds like melting to me. Puddles have dried up. That would be evaporation. If you want to short form these words, I say do it. C, the mirror in the bathroom has mist. That sounds like we have condensation. You'll have to excuse my writing. It's a little difficult for me to write on the surface, so I'll do my best to make my writing legible. Next one, the cold night has left ice on the roads. That would be sublimation. So you've got gas in the air that is going right to a solid there. Sorry, just pausing for a second. A couple of comments here. I'm trying to find them. Coral again, maybe it's just easiest to just write them out by hand. That's probably the way to go here. Again, if you guys are able to print stuff, that's good. It's not a bad thing just to, I guess, write quickly. It's more annoying than anything, but you know, gotta do what we gotta do, I guess. Okay, anyway, E, there seems to be smoke coming off a block of, off an iodine block. So your block is solid, and we've got a gas there. So that one's also sublimation. I'm just gonna write sublimation. My ice cream has dripped down my shirt. Sounds like it's melted on your shirt. So that one is gonna be melting. There is steam coming off the hot water. Well, that sounds like evaporation to me. Evap. And same with the next one. My clothes are all dry now. Evaporation. All right, those sound like some good future quiz questions. I guess your changes of state. Hopefully you guys are good with that. C. So down here, we're either adding or removing heat. So remember, adding heat will go from a solid to a liquid to a gas. And removing heat will take us from a gas to a liquid to a solid. So let's see, water freezes to make ice. We have removed heat. So you can write remove in here, I guess. So that would be for A. To go from water to ice, you're taking away heat. B, melt an ice cream. Well, that sounds like you're adding heat. And C, boil some water, also sounds like adding heat. Change gas into a liquid. Gas to liquid, you need to remove heat. Change a liquid into a solid. Once again, you are removing the heat. Oh. And I think the last two are both adding heat. Change a solid to a gas, you need to add heat, and dry off some clothes. Those are both adding heat.